Anumre ma ya mo ajo emo aba emfa umra ITV so ene eye wukuada November bosom ne da etosudun kron ewo afie emu anu ntia busia ensemu a edihwe na editie na ebre ason ayede esomwo ewo ITV so na anumre kasie sema etodwa bi wom ene se mampani mahama wode ato na point is anim se wa bedi dwuma bi ye dream de pra kanka be dokuruwo due dentin wo kasa bebo mu twem do be kotamale empotam eho mabu na ho wonum koku apai pa se me do kasa eye aya sabio ho ye regional hospital no wonum akotum adwumayefo ho wonum aka wonum asi abonti sansom kyerse ni ma bi nkoyie kura ewo ho ye betwa mfoni no ade akyerew sanso ana ye nuanom a wonum ko colleges of education 2023 besinda ye pamu wonum nanai wonum wo ye kyere kopiamu ewo eye humesuaso ye a repetition na command pen for mu kyerse command wonum ache wom srada pen fon hwe enye bibi emfa hu sanso ana ye bekọ na yakohwe dia etwaguo na sesam jona esoso ade atodwa se abiman betumi atumpon a ni nyina na safini nwuma no penfo be sachiramu na timi aboansem ye afoforo bi ka ho na numre ye de eba besomo ITV so frika so a anti Mercy Junction midi adida chehima afia akonua era ne yenwaba Kasie bono emuntremu enie eyade a ene anopai okopiemu ewo tamale eye regional hospital a ewo ho a wo mutwese emaburu bi ade abufuhye papa na ebowura ho wonum kono wo mukita wonum nsam kredo akopamu ayadefo na afei apomuden adwumayefo no ho eye adwuma yina waka wonum achi asimontene ade kredo atoto ya sabia emu na wonum sanyina ense maybe ekoso ewo ho facility ho no a enkoyie brofo kasemo wo mo se mismanagement ana ekoso ewo eye Tamale Regional Hospital a enuti emabru no ede credo akotum
Dema. Give me a pass through your distance. If you come through the yellow water, come here to pass through. Check out the bar park. No, check it. Put your hand on your phone. Pick your back and your phone. That's all. Come on. Pick your back and your phone. That's all. I'm not picking Leave the laptop. Just pick your bag. Pick your bag and pick your phone. That's all. I'm not picking anything. Hey, no, I don't go. Don't want to. Bring your key and lock your door.
Let's go.
Let me off the AC.
Put the captain.
Ya to Kasie obone so edia mawo na we dia ekoso ewo Tamale regional hospital ho enede ya na ye koyanim dia coalition of unemployed trained teachers a wonomo ewo colleges of education a wo man emonede wonu nyina ekopiemu ewo nkran wonomo nsam eyetiawa won twese fiti 2022-2023 a wonomo ewie suku ende wonomo ebesinne eyade wonomo atifie a eka twitwidie a wonom de ko suku ne kam ye seni nano eya yekwa enuti no nei wonom to aban krase do no afotegari wonhwe na wo posti wo mu sanse ekomo eya pa na bra wonom ekopie mo education ministry de petition ekwa akoma wo mu no kasa mafo abedie twere edema education ministry no energy wonom krata no.
My colleagues 2023 year back. Yeah. And I'm reading it. Yes. Coalition of Unemployed Trained Teachers, CAT. The Minister for Education, Ministry of Education, Accra, Ghana. Dear Honorable Minister, we the 2023 year batch students from the colleges of education write to express our deep disappointment and concern about the delay in our postings as teachers. Despite completing our training in 2023 and completing our mandatory national service in January 2025, we are yet to receive any clear indication of when we will be posted to serve our country. We are particularly distressed by the recent budget statement by the Honorable Finance Minister, which seems to indicate that we are not being considered for recruitment, of which is bad. As trained teachers, we are eager to contribute to the development of our nation, but we are being held back by the uncertainty surrounding our postings. We are struggling to make ends meet, and it is becoming increasingly difficult to stay at home without any clear direction or support. That is why we have decided to take a peaceful demonstration today, 19th November 2025, to express our frustration and to humbly, and I repeat, and to humbly request your attention to this pressing issue. We kindly request a meeting with you, this is you, Honorable Deputy PRO, and relevant authorities to discuss the status of our postings and to get a clear timeline for our recruitment. We are willing to serve our country and make a positive impact on the education sector, but we need your help and support in achieving this. We hope you will take our plea seriously and respond to our concerns as soon as possible. This document is signed by the Secretary and the President. Thank you very much.
Will be here. No reply.
And dear one some enono atufo sine ebua wonom na ekom ede wonom ache abusia wabra eye achwechefoi eye sa wo ye kire no na akopiemu ewo bogosu pristia ensoso a adwumayefo a wonom ye adwuma ewo bogosu pristia gold mine ensoso de ato aban na afa hit gold fields anim se wonom aketua bia kamu efi 2023 bonus bi esesempen for dem on besinne bonus no emaye enunti wonom soso aye wo ye kire abomodina to nsa friends some trofo de wonom how ato some trofo anim e de afan some trofo so to aban enkrase.
Because the situation of the mind and that of the redundant workers continue to deteriorate. Under the guise of operational restructuring and claiming to be placing the mine under care and maintenance, Hit Goldfields has disengaged a substantial number of employees The human cost and suffering by this disengagement is undeniable. The livelihood of long service.
Mampeni John Dramani Mahama awia taso say na memmo dia ompefini kikawa bia dwumdia emfa na boboa no empo ene ho emframa akotwamu ewo Jubilee House afenso scandal be usi na point say scandal bi beba wasi ye wo ya wo scandal beba due esanse enya dia obefa ho tototo mampeni John Dramani Mahama wo boss akokoi wa bra wone Christian Council of Ghana wonum call ne naso ekochia no wa bra yeto abama na wodi nkunim no ekoma no trinkwa na nu wo fa sa akonya no so ato na point is enkrawe.
I say the prosecutions that we are taking against the current government will be ties the first person who brings a scandal to this government. We shall hang them on a cross. And you follow our Lord Jesus Christ, that you cannot resurrect again. And so I keep warning them that Abba Yedibo Techi and Noan Yedibo Boba. But we must deal with corruption that has taken place. And my belief is that if we want our people to continue to have faith in our democracy, then we must show that the political elite is capable of governing accountably.
Yetwa kasebon so adiama odia na so afo wono ena hwe nkrase ene nkronkuma amamwo so ahinsie ena afe esom ho ensam so ade atodwa se omamu emiamia hodo no a ewo ho agyanan bia yi wonom ni bi ewo ho enu ntin ende wo ya na ka no a bebe obenya bia no akoyo ade agu ha emmoa ema honidie emfa ne ntoma pa emfura ewo sa kwan no eso enu ntin nei wo hwe sen se basa yesisi nyanan mia wo mamu esese wo bia mantam bia district bia constituency bia wonum nya ne pepepe na etimi boama eti eye open defecation so ewo man emu ononyamfo Ahmed Ibrahim arinsemi atudwa esanse na eye da yesi ho se eye toilet day a wonum ehye safa no na ode sansemi tudwa.
This year's theme is a reflection of what Ghana must do and do it urgently. We do not need further studies or further research and assessment to tell us what to do. We already know what works in this sector, and we have the men and the women, and most importantly, we have the women. Community-led sanitation approaches have eliminated open defecation in over 6,000 communities nationwide. Toilet revolving financing schemes have enabled thousands of low-income households to construct improved toilets. Private sector participation in toilet promotion, construction, and dislodging has improved service efficiency in many metropolitan, municipal, and district areas. What we need now is scale, speed, and sustained commitment. In our effort to increase the access numbers, we should be intentional not to leave anyone behind our northern regions. Low-income urban settlements, island communities along the Volta Lake, and informal and peri-urban communities across major cities and towns have to be supported to acquire improved toilets across the country, inclusive toilet facilities across the country. Sanitation is not the responsibility of government alone. We all have a role to play, like we are doing now. Healthier and safer human settlements require the following: households investing and maintaining their toilets, traditional authorities enforcing community norms, faith-based organizations driving behavior change, private sector expanding low-income, low-cost toilet options, the media sustaining the public education and sensitization.
Ministry of Local Government, Chief Fancy and Religious Affairs, Womo Amani Bonsima, what the Ebino, Womuchumu say, Womo, Ewo, Ejanai Bia, Ewo, Fiemuno, Eo Hunter Chumu, a year Edunu Enum, a year 25%. Afenso, Woma, Womo, Eja Omanai, Ewo Montin, baby Pete Munom, Womo, Eo Hunter Chumu, a year Doom watch 18%. Nadia Nidia Costropa, ye, a year, or Monchichenu, Edrianai, and Croa, and no, a year or Mentifidu, Epoye Mantemu. Oswafo Ahmed Ibrahim Chumu.
Percent of public works investment goes into water supply, leaving sanitation chronically underfunded. This imbalance has created a situation where water coverage improves while sanitation stagnates. And therefore, if you have about 91% of water coverage in Ghana, 91% or 90% of electricity access, and we have less than 30% of or 39% of sanitation access, it's a question that all of us must answer. The third critical problem is urbanization, outspacing infrastructure. Our urban population is rapidly growing at 3.3% annually, one of the highest in Africa, and has overtaken the pace of urban sanitation infrastructure development. In Accra alone, the population has grown more than 60% in the last 2 decades.
Yekwa ensawom adwedwiri mansinu emu na aban kwachi a wo ho eye onuanyamfo Philibert Femi Amenope Selum wabone homodini a abawura district assembly common fanu emu sika no koye wanfa ntwananu mu wanfa nyane huye wanfa mabusua na emmomu no wonmo edidem ewo nsawom adwedwiri mansinu ene wode eso wonmo asene ende fridge ensuo nokonoko de ene wode am wonum se wonmo kwagenton se de beye na wonum sa ebetimi akọ wonmo ano wose wei aye ni swade hu de mama mpani a enunti etwa se wonum ehyem kina edema wonum na wode niamai ama wonum wiye no wofa sa konya no eso eto wonum efu se niama ye de ama wonum womma no nyamfa so de ema wonum ankasa na hwehwe yi
ye pa ni se obi fasika ema wo ebi anopa na mumu no se wo be sori anopa wo ankasa ko hwe wo enije ko sa adi Edunti, and since 2011 and 2012, I will tell you, say, on this kind of Shamonsa. Now, moment on the beton, Yamama, now to me, I had man managing. I don't know, and they did that because near almost Sicadebia, and near wash away to man, who near wash away to man, no one than us. Because near almost coming with Debian, the other one. Da obege bia ma ono na oyo onyame da opese oyo basa no ko ba no atieti but se wo wa unsa ni numa na wa yo bia eno no ha obia na yes na to so bi o me say apart from my head be ma mo ene no we are ba office pay I think 2 months into office because who honorable road minister Mami Abuja said, I don't know na ye disability and I said disabled no. Yena na ye road tools no. E wo sound man e na help ye community. It's best no. Sa kwan ye oba be ye no. Also the be digital. But e bi nko na e bi so nye manual. Se na be ya ye nkofo e wo ha no so no. Kenya adwuma aye.
Municipal Director wano eneda Social Welfare and Community Development anom Madam Frimpoma Odru wabra wadi nsemu tudwa na wachire mu se
ene ye ma disabled said omo ye differently abled in Yema economic empowerment ye omo differences any drains needs so senebeya ebe omba koton na empower omo financially ye mpese sebio omo bejina abontin na oma process ade nti abana yen hihye a eye disability fund owo 3% if you common fund mo e cost our fund no say we use that fund to to cater for those within the Saomajoeji Municipal Assembly or more differently able to. In we have procured some items These items are, we have 24 deep freezers, a couple of drinks, assorted drinks, water, any bottled water. Yes, so omu find business, they would give them income so that they will be financially stable.
Ne kwakram woma womo enya emfasodie e woniema hodo yede ebre womo no echiro menu so nsemse.
Yankopon so shira. Obama metumi ahwe me ba no edum pempensuru ya. Me amense me ba no betumi abodebra.
It does the was queen nasi. Say me ehira me ko na me no say. Me se be kan sa de wi. Na me de sa yankopon shira ubia owo aban adwuma bia mu. Nishramu dojumere ko sunina no enkoso
yeda wanse se woma ahye ye hu ani nyam se ye nkotena akwa insrade
Ukopiemu ewa incremental enso so a paradigm initiative onomo ene Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice etwaniti afrani shraje wonu sa ahye entiase apam ase a wonomo ebema mranimfo ntete yefa abefo kwanso a yedi dwuma na atimi aboa mom dwumadi a womo adie se mranimfo no bibia no akoso wano ede amom sede se wiase no adane no na wonom so atimi ede wonom ho ahye safa no ebia na science no training efa digital ho ene omo de bekọ ede ama eye judiciary no natimi abom papa na dwumadie no ekoso no ya mane boni jomensa ekopie mu eho eno nam so ma executive director woda paradigm initiative no ano ene no edinkomo.
Shiraj's mission is to make sure that human rights is respected in Ghana, and because there are now digital violations to human rights or digital rights, we will be working, and we have started working already with Shiraj, to equip the members of the team who work on these issues to make sure that justice is served. So the first objective is justice for any victims of digital rights violations. That's the first objective. The second objective is to make sure that members of the Shiraj team have the capacity required to understand, to implement, and to make sure that work is done around digital issues. Digital rights, like human rights, do not give anyone an excuse to do the wrong thing. If somebody promotes hate speech or starts sharing false information, there are existing laws to take care of that.
Dr. Joseph Whittle wano a commissioner wada Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice Shiraj ano wo dwumedia course so ewo Accra City Hotel na waka ho bi eno nam so wa bra wade nsamo to dwa no wa kire mu se
about 2 years hone our talent, our skill, our knowledge in terms of how we can do human rights protection at that level. And so this is a welcome MOU signing ceremony, which would formally document the relationship that has already begun between the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice and Paradigm Initiative of Nigeria. For me, the judiciary being brought into the picture makes it a complete cycle. So stretching it to cover the judiciary is a very excellent masterstroke.
Nekrakremuno Mary Ajele Nati awano a director in charge of human rights wano so abroad in Samutu Jan say and we're training sim.
Well, let me say that this workshop is very timely. Why is it timely? Because the human rights ecosystem is expanding. There are new terrains, new areas emerging. We will all agree that when it comes to human rights, hitherto all we have known is the offline issue that within your country, when there are right violations, you report for investigations or you go to court. But we have also observed that online issues also raises human rights justice and raises the need for staff of the judiciary staff of SHRAJ to be capacitated, trained to broaden their knowledge in the area of digital justice when it comes to violations of human rights.
Apomuden soafoɔ ononyamfoɔ kwabena minta akando ɛso de to dwase aban ahyehye nneɛma atoto nneɛma ama bibia akɔso tɔtea menu ka sɛ nurse of midwives empem dumiensa ne ahanum ɛyɛ 13,500 nurses and midwives de enche yɛbɛhwɛ na ya recruit saafo yi nyina esan sɛ wɔn process ne ade de wɔn ma wie bibia afi wɔn so so a wɔn sika na sɛ wɔn maketua akamu no wɔn hwɛ nim hwɛ bebusum wei awie no aban bɛhwɛ na saa sika no so wɔn ensa aka ononyamfo kwabena minta akando de nsɛm itu dwa ɛwɔ conference ya ɛkɔso ɛwɔ tamale a we no Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association wɔn 19th biennial conference ya ɛkɔso ɛwɔ tamale.
In 2025, the Mahama administration successfully concluded the recruitment process initiated by the previous government by facilitating the enrollment of 13,500 nurses and midwives onto the government payroll. I am pleased to announce that by the end of this month, all individuals whose salary processes experience delays will receive their first payment. Furthermore, I am delighted to inform this distinguished gathering that, and I'm very sure this is a question everybody wants to hear. Government has strongly considered the negotiated conditions of service for implementation in the 2026 This is the plans are far in advance. This is a clear demonstration of government's commitment to continuity, fairness, and the welfare of nurses and midwives.
Wansam fufuro no aban krache a wo etiwa east mensi no emu ononyamfo ns wo wusu entim enso so akasafa hia huhia se akoda so no wani eba hia huhia se womesua mapa ebetimi atimi sa akoda no na timi aboa ne site no same no say wo de aso akobo fom a won besi kindergarten blog ade ama adihye wonum ewo enyinem zongo a wo jidu so we ade beboa nkoda totofe wa fei ena wonom eba beko school na odi asobo ho we ni nsam yei ena wodi kan
keji eko kate so da ebe construct here njuma de bia na da makoma so ye pa we say so empredodo ya be di party a nyame ya do de aba aban achi be mfie be du timbia oba visit zongo community na some mo kai keji blog ya asem nti bibia wotimi se omo edi akire ache omo ni so de hu na etimi abam nti ye bibia na ese ye de hye ye zongo community na nunyam ye de hye president Muhammad nunyam nti keji blog ye part of development project ya president Muhammad I share all the MMDCs omo nye no ba na ekudi ho dwuma mu say within 4 to 5 months as a contractor need to be adwumadie no and funding also we the can say a part of this assembly common fund and our president say afibia no yentimi kg back enti and only project ya kg a o CNC e wo district mu no and am the call
the Krakramono eninem Zongo Chief Alhaji Ahmed Musa Ebo Aban Abaso Sansana DCE ene District Assembly num sedane deni na womboa ewo mmesua ensemu ewo mpotemu ho
na wo school den and then enye then enti inso no ebosa e ha na inso to a yempen fo kwa etimi fi inso etwu nkora ndiko atore den enti ana nyame abo na e ba be ya je ema ya yenna ni je wo mpa yen susu na nyama do ne nyama ya ba mo ji se tamaso no ko yen kwara no wo mkonja tena no enye
Abusia Kopiamo, our University of Cape Coast, Metro UCC, and so a chancellor at the Mawanum Ayer Sam John and Nay, what the other Shredia Papa, and a deco Ama, a bibremo, and pen for teachers, a ba, and crankre, and Numa, a bibramaya, one which has on bay and such a mapa, a woman, Nambo Papa, ma, a Koviasia for Nanny Nanwa, one number cranny, as some ye, chancellor, Nuna Bois, ma, a bibi mine, so dreadie, a bit to me at 2 posse, and crankre. Mano and a baby my Dutch and to one so papa and such a was one aya woman nentimi emwa na wakasa our bra one more up a African Trade Summit 2026 and entoma.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with the question Africa must answer this very fundamental question. When are we going to move from merely exporting what the world wants to producing what the world needs? For more than half a century, we have exported cocoa, we have exported gold, we have exported timber, oil and bauxite. Yet the jobs, the technologies, and the real value, those have been created elsewhere. Every time we ship our raw materials and import finished products, we effectively export jobs and import unemployment. And we cannot and must not industrialize if we continue feeding other people's factories instead of building our own. Ladies and gentlemen, the transformation we seek will not happen in ministry conference rooms. Indeed, it will not happen in communities, nor in reports that, as we all know, gather dust. It happens, and in the real world, it happens. And in the real world, through businesses, through factories operating consistently, through entrepreneurs solving problems, through investors taking long-term bets, and through regional supply chains linking producers to markets. That is why the private sector must be at the very center of Africa's industrial and trade transformation. I say, governments set the stage, of course, yes. But it is the private sector that performs the play.
Ye try and waba sisi ban samwa kai nano ebeto akase bonu eso. ITV and America see and when you go so awushe afenko piemu ewo doma ahinkro na aban ahye wonma eyen takraboa hu dwuma ewo memu se emwa bia wonum hia a ebetimi abom dwumedi a wonum die support farmers atintim no obehwe akowonum emwa na boa esanse eba eye kuayo ho a won so ka ho bie na kuayo sipisita ewo man emu na ensamwe no wura Abdul Nasil Alidu Ena ejina aban anamuo eresemi atu dwa wabo eye poultry farmers no anhubawe.
And Shandia Dosso. I mean, of course, the first thing is say utie or how so that bet me at the Shashai Beboa. But ultimately, say 24-hour economy, your structure ya one. You understand the different constraints are finance. So finance, you need some banks and can work it together. So they bet me loans below 12%. When you say loan now, you'll be able to use it to work. You'll say how do we ensure that there is insurance for some of the things are almost here, so that if there's a problem, the farmer doesn't bear all the costs. Insurance bet me abuano. And then then also importantly you have value chain nyina nti wo hwe a ombeka cho say marketing your problem why na ba beto omo eggs why na ba beto poultry no so marketing linking the farmers to the market one of the things I hear dream ho kranse ye be cooperatives so that cooperatives be me aye factory na factory no aye egg powder no ho nkeka ho so the farmers no omo produce egg na it won't be a problem they can process it to egg powder and be able to sell so there are a lot of things ye ni omo dream ho but 24 economy you say bono say oka poultry organa bono ebe provide your poultry ni your eggs ni na ama ye ba bono ha to look at the poultry industry 24-hour economy program no ultimately ni epese ne say ye be create jobs ama Ghanaians na opeso create jobs are say businesses it may expand so that ombenya ne omu hiarom de aye adwuma no more me employ for nipa bono hanom no ni ayaye ne say ye pese poultry aye ya wo Ghana nyina no ye benya every bono we last year Ghana ye spend almost 2.5 billion actually more than 2.5 billion importing poultry from other places so that 2.5 billion and get the top poultry from bono ha me sure senga pharmacy e benya sika a expand your farms it may employ more people so that's what we want to do work with the
Jeshe sikasemo esoso dia na government statistician Ghana Statistical Service wonomo ade abetu dwase wo hwe October inflation na twese eswate wo hanchemu baako achiripo 9 na wo se wo hwe busumi atwami September bosom no emu no a na inflation no ye 3.2% ya na twese wori de eswate kra na sei na wo sifa atwetwensem emu
Bonkuntebu a free Ghana Statistical Service twemo se ebano eye egudie tuo ene eye mobile pay aso eye a eno kra na nam so a eniema esotiye na wo mo record ye na eye ohanchechemu enan na chiripo miensa ene sotiye a eno ekogina ohanchechemu num na chiripo hwe eno aye September bosumi numu ewa afimu ekogina ohanchechemu hwe na chiripo ensum sanso ana wo October bosumi no sa pepepe ene koye na wo michiromo se enam so ma sese no eba no eye PPI na eno so ekogina ohanchechemu ba ko ne chiripo ensu ewo September bosumi numu October bosumi nso kogina ohanchechemu mienu na chiripo enum producer price inflation nso esotiye ekodu ohanchechemu miensa na chiripo mbotwe ewo July bosumi ewo afimu eba no eye transport ana afi storage sector na eno so wochiromo se eno so esotiye every September bosumi wa afimu ekogina ohanchechemu wotwe na chiripo mienu wo October bosumi numu nso no ekogina ohanchechemu wotwe na chiripo enwotwe wo Ghana Statistical Service wo mo ensemu chiromo se no mo re se eba ne ebo abodo aya na ekostro ni niema aya na ehuri kostro tie no aban ebo ne homodi pa ye se niema bi wo ho na ehu hia obeyi ye firi wo se de be betumi aboa na niema tumpon eba ne dwedie mu nsem wo man Ghana mu a sanso na sidi no nso wo bebo na obeye na afemu de bia se de be ya sidi no nso ebetumi ejina ne na so yie
Abusia kopiemu ewa commander enso so a Sugarcane Farmers Association of Ghana a wonmu ewo ho womu so so etwese budget ya finance minister de betu dwa no womu huso kra essence ase womu no weyi wonmu epemu a enkasa abre wo hwe ni se kanipa bie betwe na adwens na so ase wonmu ayedin ya fo obi aho a we no emu oya ne science no wonum to sa a difference am drofo wo katachie na nakwaku a wo ye director of communications adema IMC wonu ne kasa ye efa budget yi ehu a wo twese wo hu se bibi atochew ewo mu sei ene wo training some twese drofo
the party odo ye dwuma sesi a yele nfa wo ntwende biala ane de bibi mombla so de ye na brabo ye gbanyina ye no so aza o menisika ni ahwe na ye dua no sesi ahwe no e wo ho wonto factory so nti ye sam azi biala odo wo ye wo community to the factory no odo wo tu no wo ye na ke ni de IMC no anye kra no onua kra na oka IMC no a wo pa no oye owura Ransford Chatman Bani Amwa na kanu oye old one board no ye secretary ezemoman na ka this time your community na ka yinimdo wo hwe ema committee no wali wo dwuma do ye bia enti owura oye Bani Amwa didwa wo pa no owura Ransford no kwesani na so committee no en one way di hwembo pa fanda ono Commander Sugar Factory na shase enina wiye besi 2016 na no okamu bi yini mo dwuma sonko pa wa ye ɛne yinim kasa ko fa AGF wɔ position no ɛne wakasa ko community sugar factory no na ndɛ sɛ NDC government aba ne sɛ IMC no ɔka ho ne sɛ obi budget ne sɛ IMC won twem no wan for report an ko wan fa na hyɛ budget ni ma no kwesɛm ni IMC no we tie hwenbɔ nti da yɛre kan nyinaa ne dɛ sɛ commander sugar factory no yɛ mu do obɛyɛ adwuma government ni special initiative akuru bia la wa hyehyɛ ede aba no we the commander sugar factory one fi oye ministry of trade we the ministry of trade and on fan ko oye government special initiative bia ɔda aba no sɛ na ɔno de bia no abɛneni ibaba ho center make adam ne dɛ ministry ko no yɛhwɛ mbira ho yɛ ne din sɔre ne nyinaa na kyɛ dɛ ɔnkɔ private man into ministry one ministry of trade ko no ɔnya adza wɔbɔboa de factory no ibakɔ no ɔne ntin yɛn farmers ne yɛse aban only commander sugar factory on ministry of oil trade and industry na kɔnkɔ na ne special initiative afu biala wahyehyɛ oil and the presidency no wɔn kɔnkɔ yinim dɛ ɔno na obotum na wabɔ yɛn ne papa
sama ya pɛyin ne ko wa ka ina ya ko anya na ya ko kasi pa de bia na friend aye farmers anya bia ahwe no wa ha factory no wa ha ya me na adumara nti ya besre ne mpanimfo de obu twewani no ma ba hwɛ dem sugar factory ni na ahwe na wan ko sa nsom pa asase nkanka wa bebe omra no hnan me ke kambo dem first am wa ka de yindua mo bi ahwe de daada yɛn fɛn bibi biara wa ɛyɛ kɛyi ha yɛn kɔni ahwedwuma na me yɛ motɔ na ahwe
abusia ma yenjina ɛyɛ wɔn mu edi ahwede akɔmɛ ndampɔtam hɔ mu hwɛ asɛ ɛyɛ wɔn mpamu nsɛmi so na yɛn kɔgye aboafo nkratoɔ yɛ ba Janet Ambitious ayɛ krado sɛ wɔde agodie mu nsɛm bɛtoa enumere kase boy so ɛno ti yɛ show yɛ ba sisi a nkwakyire.
The heat is everywhere. We are all tired and drained. Our faces are weary. The day feels endless, and life feels heavy. Then it happens. In a world that never stops, discover the refreshment that wakes you up. One sip and everything changes. Wake up with pure hydration. This is Aqua. Great taste, truly satisfying.